Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Martin, and in today's video we're looking at Get Carter, starring Michael Caine. I don't really know anything about this film. It's another 70s movie, other than what it says on the back of the box, about a guy looking into his mysterious death of his brother, and that's literally all I know about this. Again, it's one of those other films I've been wanting to watch for a very long time. Back when I was in college and doing studies into media and film and stuff, a fellow classmate of mine said, hey, you should really watch this film, I think you'll like it. Never got round to it. So here we are today, making up for that. And I'm interested in it. It's another film from the 70s. Again, as we looked in Taxi Driver, I have an interest in that kind of aesthetic and that feel. But obviously here we're going over to the UK rather than New York. So I'm interested to see, obviously for my own country land, what it was like, might have looked like in those times and all that jazz. I'm also interested to see Michael Caine as a younger man in one of his roles. I think of his when he was younger, the only performances I've really seen are The Italian Job and something else I can't remember right now. There was definitely something else I've seen when he was younger, but gone. But you know, if you've got any other recommendations for young Michael Caine films, why not let me know about those as well? Because, you know, I need to build up a catalogue of stuff I can watch, so that's a good one for you to suggest to me. But yeah, other than that, here we are, Get Carter. I'm very interested to see this, see how it goes, and yeah, should be a good time. Let's get into this one. Definitely heard this music somewhere before. I don't know where I've heard it. I've heard that theme somewhere before.
Must be a bloody contortionist.
Oh, she looks very comfortable. Michael Caine does not like the looks of her uncomfort. So, Michael Caine is clearly involved with some dodgy types, and he's heading up north. He's heading up north to investigate this, I presume, as it says on the back of the case, the death of his brother. Do these people know him? Everyone's looking at him like they know who he is.
Margaret? Why the hell aren't you here?
Oh, I was meant to meet someone. Okay. Oh my god, this. Why do people do this? I've never understood. Like, I get the point. Like, if you lost your key, you can get to it. But people can just get into your house so easily. I'm going to hang my key off my letterbox. No one will be able to grab it from there, right? Why? I'll just pick up these pants. And then I'll leave the room. Oh, shit. Okay. I think I'll keep this. Oh, no, he's been... Yeah, no. I think I'll keep it. Probably the smart thing to do.
I left last year.
What are you doing now?
Working at Woolworths.
Woolworths?
Very interesting.
Woolworths. That's going to mean
What are you
nothing.
gonna do?
Any Americans watching this, I don't know if that'll mean anything to you. Fucking Woolworths.
Well, why?
Certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who shall change the body of our low estate,
Is that Margaret?
Yes.
who shall be like
Fucking Margaret.
Who killed Frank, Margaret?
Killed?
Yeah, absolutely. There's
don't know
something.
anything about
There's
it.
something shady going on here. Even without reading the box, though, you pick up on that.
I'm in a hurry.
What? You mean like kill himself? No, Frank kill himself.
I mean, why would you bring that up in front of his daughter?
For? That's what I
Why
was
would you do that?
Oh, come off it.
He was a bloody good bloke, one of the best.
How would you know? Who are you? Who are you? None of you knew. I knew. It was me, Dad.
Okay. Let her go.
I mean,
I'm sorry about that.
to be fair,
She's bound to.
to the field.
he just wasted that hot dog. What a fucking monster.
So, who are you working for these days, Eric?
Oh, I'm straight. Respectable.
This guy,
What are you
he's
doing?
so eccentric.
Advertising Martin.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So,
Oh, you've been watching television.
oh, yeah, television. What the fuck is going on here? Okay, he's following him. I was so confused for a moment there, like, why are we here? Why are we in the middle of nowhere? I do wonder, was Michael Caine ever considered for James Bond? Or was he seen as a bit too rough and ready for Bond, as it were, at this time period? That's the way you do it. Ah! Schmack.
Carter's here. I don't know. You stupid shit. What?
That's pretty smooth. Well, that's one way to get yourself invited to a meeting.
Eric. Do you really know Sid Fletcher?
You're under another.
She high.
Okay, Jack.
I have to. Things to do.
Of course. Well,
he's barged into this meeting
just
and
drop by.
he's just like, I need to go now. He's basically just announcing his presence to this lot, saying, hey, I'm in town. Fucking watch yourself. Alright, so his brother's died. Apparently, we've just learned that it was via a car crashed into a river. And everyone is being very closed about it. Like, feels like everyone knows something but him. Whoa, look at that bedding.
I fancy you. Are we making love to you?
Well, this isn't awkward.
To stroke you.
The black underwear.
The sexy silk ones.
I've been asked to give you this. Train goes 4 minutes past 12. You've just got time.
Okay. He's
Let's
pissed
go
someone
down
off.
to somebody. What happens if I miss the train?
Well, I've been asked to make sure you don't.
Oh, really?
Really.
You're getting very optimistic in your old age.
I was gonna say, like, that's gonna happen.
Righto, lads.
Oh, dear. Yeah, eating. He's eating.
Don't worry about it.
Well, this couldn't have gone any worse for them, could it? He runs like a maniac.
I don't know who to thank.
Why would you send this guy to get Jack Hart? Why would you send him? Michael Caine seems to have two settings in this movie. He is gentleman gangster or Michael Myers. This is an interesting shot. I like this. It's just so many layers going on. Right, why does no one lock this door? Does people not believe in locking this door?
Now, Jack, be reasonable. You know we're going to take you back sooner or later. Out.
Don't threaten naked Michael Caine with a shotgun. That's the lesson
You
learned
don't
here.
catch cold, Jack.
This woman.
You bitch. It was you who told them I was here, wasn't it? Hey?
He is fucking ruthless.
I'll catch up with you, Margaret.
Fucking Margaret. It's striking an interesting thing, this film, because Jack, our protagonist, is not the nicest of people. And, you know, it's hard when a film tries to get you to sympathize or empathize with them, even when they're not the most pleasant human being on the planet.
All I know is there were people shitting bricks up at his place last Saturday. Your brother's name was mentioned. Next day he was dead.
We're getting the most minute bits of information, and we're like an hour in.
Do you really think you're here on
Like, we've been getting little droplets of information about what the piece of this puzzle is. And we still don't really have a clear line of what the fuck is going on. Or why it's going on. Whoa, 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 hey there, fucking pick a dickin' minute. That's fucking, like, his niece. This is so all of a sudden, this one moment has suddenly made maybe everything make a little bit more sense. Yep, heads are gonna roll. This is not... I would not want to be on the receiving end of Jack Carter's fucking ire after seeing this. It's fucking intense.
A young girl. Who pulled her?
I don't know.
Was it Albert?
The shot's really good.
So,
Well, it's Carter. That's my name. And her father was my brother, and he was murdered last Sunday.
Yep. Well, everything makes sense now. Like, Michael Caine's performance here is just incredible. He's changed gears so radically in a really small space of time.
Did Eric know that Frank was my brother?
Yes, sir. I told him.
What did he say?
Good.
All these criminals are stupid. Like, clearly, from the very little I've seen of Jack Carter, he's not someone you want on the bad side.
Christ, I didn't kill him.
I know you didn't kill him. I know.
Yeah, well, like, if I had anything to do with this murder, and I knew who Jack Carter was, I would have skipped town. I would be out. This is... Like, how did they think this was going... Oh, God. Yeah, he's not listening. He isn't listening.
Stay where you are, Peter. Don't! Don't!
Stay where you are so I can shoot you. Oh, he doesn't care about that. He does not give a shit.
You didn't have the guts to do it yourself, did you? They killed me. They killed my brother. It's... Oh, I didn't mean to do it.
This fucking idiot.
How would you like?
Yep, this was... Oh, God. Yep, the definitely...
how far did he fall?
What did he say? 90 floors, I think it was.
Really? Was he dead?
Oh, yes.
Was he dead?
He hit his head up.
Oh, well, he would be then, wouldn't he, dear?
I'm sure.
Now listen carefully, you hairy-faced git. I've got the film and enough evidence to put you away for a long time. I'll do a simple deal with you. All I want...
See, I think that can be arranged.
What's the plan?
Right.
Clearly,
Out.
a scheme. What is the plan here? This fucking
Jack
creeper.
Carter. Yes. Do you know what he looks like? Mm-hmm.
So look, we're heading towards the climax. So we've got Margaret has been stripped down and injected. I think she's dead. I presume she's dead. Pieces are moving towards what Jack wants, but I feel like there's going to be an attempt to double cross whatever he wants. There's a lot going on. Okay, so he's fucking... I assume he's killed Margaret, made it look like someone else did it. He sent the tape off to the police, so there's the evidence. Is he finally going to use the shotgun? Is he finally going to use the shotgun? We've been teased this shotgun throughout the whole fucking film. I presume they're going to find the body of... yeah, they're going to find Margaret's body. Yeah, you try and run, dude. I don't think it's going to work for you. Jack is really, like, getting his cake and eating it. He wants to get up and close with that shotgun. Like, right up in your face.
Stand up. It was you who poured it down, wasn't it? Hey, Eric? What? Hey?
Yeah, you had this coming.
Hey! Goodbye, Eric!
Oh! Jeez. That's a subversion of expectation right there. That was fucking good. Bravo movie. That's a way to go. As if that actually came about. As if that actually worked. But the circle of violence, I suppose. I can't believe the assassin play actually worked out. Assassin. That sounds like Sean Connery. But at the same time, Jack Carter wasn't the most good person in the planet, so he probably had it coming as well. That's amazing. I don't know how I feel about that ending, though. That was the reaction to Get Carter. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below, let me know, and also hit the thumbs up. But other than that, we're going to get into the discussion of Get Carter. Okay, so that was an interesting film. I was always expecting it to be more of a straight up gangster movie, like the old school gangster movies, which is, you know, what UK film industry was kind of famous for in this time period, as well as like comedies and stuff. But like in terms of dramas, it was all like gangster movie. That was the big thing, and I was expecting this to be that, and it had shades of it. But really, it's more of just a straight up revenge movie. It's more like a precursor to like your John Wicks and, you know, that kind of movie. And I suppose 70s movies is kind of, I mean, it's definitely a gap in my knowledge, but from the little I know about the cinema world of the 70s, revenge movies were also a pretty big deal. But for some reason I was expecting this to be more of a like gangster movie, but like I say, it's more in line with the revenge film sort of stuff. In terms of the film and its structure, the one thing that got me about it was I feel like for the first hour or so of the film, it's just drip feeding information about like the main plot. Obviously, Jack Carter is in Newcastle looking for who is responsible for the murder of his brother. At first, he doesn't really know how he died. They say it's a car crash, a car accident. People say he killed himself. All this stuff, but then we're slowly drip-fed information where you're like, well, that doesn't add up at all, right? And it's this first hour is just, it feels very slow burny, that first hour. And I don't necessarily know if it needed to be or not. That's the one thing for me that I don't know worked completely, is just how long the movie is. I don't think it needed to be as long as it is. However, having said that, once it shifted gears, once it hit like all the moment of revelation where you're like, it works in terms of you're in Jack Carter's shoes in that moment where everything just pieces together. Like all those little bits of information you've gathered across that first hour and then he sees the film of his niece, and it just suddenly everything falls into place. I think up to that point it's hard to empathize or sympathize with Jack Carter because he's ruthless and he's putting innocent people in harm's way for his own ends. And then you have that moment where everything falls into place. You see what the big picture of the situation is, and you're on his side. And you were like, yeah, these fuckers, these fuckers deserve hell on earth coming down on them. That's exactly what they deserve. And that also leads into the ending of the film, which I'm still processing a little bit because I'm like, I think I like the idea of it. I just don't know if the sort of suddenness of it worked for me quite so much. But we'll get onto that in a moment. One thing I will say is that Michael Caine's performance here is really good. Like, at first, he just seemed to be in the sort of stoic, ruthless sort of villain, but anti-hero kind of mode. But then, like I say, that moment of revelation, like, he goes through so much emotion just through small movements in his face and his eyes. It's that magical thing that really good actors can do when they can just communicate so much emotion in their eyes just by the smallest movements. And you see him go through anger, sadness, just deep pain, betrayal. Like, it all comes across in that moment, and it's a really nice performance from him in that moment. And like I say, that's really what sells the sympathy and empathy you have for that character from that point onwards, despite his own flaws. The other thing is that I really liked in terms of the filmmaking, they do a lot of really interesting stuff with sound. Like, there's this constant sound of like wind gets louder when like the tension is building. Like, the most specific moment I can think of is when he's about to confront I can't remember her name, but when she's in the bathtub and he's just seen the film, and like the wind from them being up in the tower block is getting louder and louder as he's like approaches up the stairs. Like, that was really cool, and just the shot of her in the bathroom and him coming up the stairs was really nice. It was just a really great moment. And there's like moments of that throughout the film, like great uses of sound and the way the position of the camera. Like, there's a lot of sort of frames within frames in this film, like people like framed through objects and stuff in the shot, and just lots of nice little touches like that I really liked. But yeah, the one thing that, as I say, is sort of holding me back from really loving the movie is that I suppose the sort of the first act and a half. The first act and a half feels very busy. There's a lot going on, lots of characters being introduced, very long and kind of slow, but I get why it's purposely doing that. So when you have the moment when everything falls into place, it has an impact, because you've been subconsciously sort of swallowing a lot of information, and then in that moment you're like, oh fuck. So I get it, but it was a lot to sort of keep up with as it was going along, and the way that the information is given to you is sort of not like out of order in small pieces. And I don't know, I just feel like there might have been a way to sort of tighten that up just a little bit, just so I don't know, it's hard because I feel like it gave me the right like emotional response when it needed to. However, I still feel like that first act and a bit is just a little bit too long. Like, just a smidge, you would you be. And then the ending moment, clearly, I thought, maybe this is just my movie brain, I thought like I saw the guy was calling up a guy who's clearly gonna be an assassin to take out Jack Carter. Fine. But then I truly expected that Jack Carter would catch on to that. Like, he would know that he would do something like that. Like, he would try and double cross the situation just in the exact same way that Jack Carter has double crossed the situation, because he says, hey, I won't call the police as long as you give me this guy and I can take him out. Clearly calls the police, sends the film off to the police, and they get arrested anyway. The guy does the exact same thing. He calls an assassin to kill him, even though he promises he won't kill him. So I sort of assumed that Jack Carter would anticipate that double cross, but either he didn't or he just didn't care. Like, he just wanted to get what he wanted, and then he's done with it. I don't know. I feel like you can read all sorts of different things into that. I feel like it's like a whole thing of the wheel continues, like they keep spinning, right? The violence begets violence, anger begets anger, all that kind of thing. And like I say, there is a debate to be had about how innocent Jack Carter is in all of this, because ultimately he's working for the people who are involved in this whole world. Like, he is, at the start of the film, he is working with people who work with the people that he is going after. He is a part of that world. So maybe his own death is his punishment for that. You know, as I say, you can read all sorts of stuff into that. I think that's kind of what they're going for. Just that whole idea of the wheel keeps turning. Like, it's so sudden, right? It's just like, it just happens. And I feel like there's, maybe there should have been more of a build up to it, or maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say what would work better without seeing it, right? Right? Like, I appreciate they went for the shock factor of, hey, he's won, he's done it, and you kind of almost forget that the guy has been called, even though it was like literally like 3 scenes ago. But you kind of sort of think, oh yeah, he called someone, and it happens, and it's just boom, end. I don't know. I like it. It's kind of one of those weird, I like it, but I'm not sure, having literally just watched it, my gut reaction is like, I'm happy that Jack Carter got his revenge on these evil people, but then he'd also die. It's weird. It's such a weird conflict of emotion, and I suppose that's kind of in keeping with the character himself, because he's a walking contradiction. He seems to care a lot about preserving innocence, and yet that is exactly what he is not. So it's strange. It's an interesting. I think that's what helps make him an interesting lead character and keeps you invested, is that kind of game of two halves. Is that ultimately he's tracking down people for an evil, but he is also evil in his own ways, and it's interesting. I suppose that's what makes villainous characters more interesting, both for actors to play and for us viewers to watch, because there is flaws there, and human beings have flaws, and we relate to people with flaws, so there's that, I suppose. But no, I did really enjoy the movie. I really liked it. Again, I say this about most films I see here, and I think it's true for a lot of films in general, so I'm probably going to say it every single fucking time I do a reaction, but I feel like I will get more out of the movie when I watch it a second time. It's just the nature of things, because when you watch something for the first time, you're just trying to keep up with everything it's giving to you, and you know what I mean? It's whenever you watch something for the first time, you're processing all this new stuff, and you're trying to see how it fits together and how it makes you feel and everything. And then when you watch it a second time, knowing the structure of it, you pick up on things differently, and you pick up on more stuff you probably don't the first time. So I think that very much applies here. Like, I feel like there's more I would get from this film watching it a second time. But on a first viewing, I did really enjoy it. It's great to see UK films, and it's always something I've been passionate about, is UK movie. For obvious reasons, I'm interested in the film industry, and I'm in the UK, so half a course, I suppose. But I've always been interested in like old school UK films, and this is no exception. It's great to see, like, even though it is a revenge movie, and often like gangster movies and revenge movies are put into this very particular cubbyhole in the filmmaking world of they're just kind of crude, ridiculous. No one wants to see that kind of box. But it's great to see a movie like this which has really good artistic intent in some ways. Like I say, like, they use sound in great ways, they use visuals in great ways, and there's definitely an artistic input into how this film was put together, much like Taxi Driver that we just did as well. So it's good. I really enjoyed it for all that. I think ranking wise, I would give this maybe I think I'd give this an 8 out of 10. Like I say, there were parts at the beginning where I was sort of falling in and out with the film, like I didn't know if I was grabbing onto it, but then once it really hit the accelerator pedal, I really got invested into what was going on, and then it made stuff earlier on that I wasn't necessarily picking up on better in a weird way. Again, this is why I think a second viewing would benefit greatly from this. But nevertheless, I did really enjoy this, so I feel like an 8 out of 10 is a solid score for this one. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, good times. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up button. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you've seen this movie, if there's any other British movies you'd like me to react to, please let me know down there. And if you really, really enjoy this, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future videos. Other than that, thank you for watching. I will catch you on the next one.